before I run. It's not gonna take 3 to 5 minutes. I'm just gonna be blunt. I don't want my dick. And the reason I'm saying is because, I mean, let's not get twisted. Let's reverse the roles. I mean, black females, you don't want to have either.
Correct.
So I don't think it's a matter of, you know what I'm saying, it's the loan that's accumulated for black females that preventing them from finding. No, nobody wants that. Nobody wants their own. So nobody wants to deal with somebody else. Period, point blank. That's not a gender issue. That is a human. That's a human issue.
Right.
I have a question. Yes. Is it necessarily your debt because it's her debt?
Y'all
If
get
you get married,
I'll take that.
But can I finish my question first?
Go ahead.
My question is, if you get married to someone that you feel like you're equally yoked to, okay, does not necessarily mean that she does not have the means to build this household with you and have this family with you. It just means that she owes Uncle Sam or Sally Mae some money for her education.
I agree with that.
So if we are splitting our light bill, if you're paying the mortgage, we have our own separate cars and we have our own separate bills. Am I not capable of paying my own student loan? Do I need you for that?
Well, I'm just going to be I agree with that. I mean, and you know what, I'm man enough to say that I agree with that, but I am saying that coming from the household that I come from, you know what I'm saying, me being a pastor's son, having both of my parents, yes, when it becomes marriage, yes, it becomes we. It becomes our, it becomes one.
Absolutely.
That's all I'm saying. I mean, so, and don't get it misconstrued. When I said I don't want my debt, I'm saying that I got a lot going on financially with just me. That's all I'm saying.
Right. So, my thing is, if it comes to that, then you probably
shouldn't be
not
worried about getting
And
married.
I agree with that. Unfortunately, the article is not about me.
It's not.
No, it's not about you.
Right.
But we're talking about.
But say it's
It's
about
not about you. It's not. We're not directed towards you.
No. I'm saying about a black man. Unfortunately, the article's not about me. Which goes back to the question of.
Okay. I still feel like in every marriage, even after after the single life, and you go ahead and jump the room, it's still some independence there within a man and a woman. A man still got to take care of a family like a woman still got to do what she got to do, depending if she's a woman that stay at home or a woman that work. Now, see, I'm a woman that would like if I got married and knowing that I have like some debts to pay, I'm not gonna put that on nobody else. That's me. That was happening before I got married, and I feel like and it's fine that a man want to provide and do everything as he should, but just certain things, being a woman, being the aggressive woman and the go-getter that I am, I'm just certain things I'm gonna handle myself.
And I agree with that, but at the same time, I feel like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm young, but I'm kind of old school. I feel like, man, if we married and we are one, I agree with what you're saying. Maybe I shouldn't be looking to be married. I agree with that. But at the same time, you might feel like, you know what, I'm aggressive, I'm not going to put that on you, but I feel like as a man, that's a burden that I'm supposed to carry because I gave you that commitment.
Correct.
And we are married.
Correct. That's how play his role.
That's all I'm saying.
Put your pants up, baby. If you think I'm take care of you, put your pants up.
But you gotta realize the woman that I was before I got married. I'm still gonna be the same. It ain't like I'm gonna get married.
You know what? Not knocking that. But I am saying that.
Let's get another opinion, Miss Sharese. If you don't have nothing to say on this topic,
I'd love if you would let Craig reiterate his comment that he just made so that everyone can get away with that. Because what I caught on to as I'm so demurely just sitting here and everything, I'm not done. What was said was, let that man play his part. Put your pants away. So, what Craig is clearly stating, for those who are not familiar with his very, very traditional viewpoint, is once you have a man who decides he would like to act as a man and act accordingly, you should be in the kitchen and be seen and not heard?
No, Miss C.
I'm
that, Miss C.
Not at all.
But the woman, you missed the part. Mossie says, but I'm aggressive.
Right.
And when you're aggressive in the role of a man, there's going to be a clash with a man already trying to hold his alpha role.
But she didn't say aggressive.
I didn't say that.
She said aggressive personality.
But like RaShard said, I'm trying to help you, baby. I'll assume that. I'll take care of it if expressed it.
She didn't say he couldn't.
Now she said some things I just got to do on my own. There's some things I got to do on my own.
She said some things that she would do on her own, even if she was married.
And if Mossie finds when she but if she finds someone that's okay with her aggression, The way they're okay with my aggressive demeanor?
Yeah, I would have to censor you.
I don't care. That's why you got my problem.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not in
And I think it's too
So when you was with me, you know what you're fixing to deal with and what you're getting into.
And I would know what I'm getting into. That's right. I'll let you be the spokesperson.
And let me handle how I handle my handle.
No, I can't let you handle it.
That's why you're not handling this handle.
Okay, panel. Miss Sharese hasn't come in. She hasn't been heard.
No one's handling handles.
Let me drink my.
Miss Sharese?
Wait,
Go ahead.
You have the floor. You have the floor.
I just want to say, you're going to have different opinions. Everybody's a different individual.
Right.
Some people will be okay with marrying someone who has that that they would like to bring on as one and deal with it. Some people won't. That's just what it is. If you meet that person that will, and that's something you want to do, great. If you meet somebody, if you want to be someone that you want to take care of yourself and they good with that, then that's great as well too. So I don't think that in this case, it's really depending on who you are. That have your opinion about what.
You trying to play it lukewarm now, Sharese.
Well, that goes
Either you gonna be hot or you gonna be cold. You can let it warm down the middle.
We have BJ that has something
You
to
know,
say.
it is or it ain't.
I do have a comment. I don't know where you get this is name from.
It is or it ain't.
That's your opinion. And like I just said, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, like I'm entitled to my own opinion.
Yeah.
Right, Shot-town,
Yeah.
boy.
BJ?
But opinion don't get you married. Opinion don't get you a degree either.
How'd you get
Hard
married?
work.
Hey, BJ.
Your opinion on
Smooth talking.
Smooth talking
Smooth
opinion.
talking, baby.
Smooth talking opinion. Because he's the only one here right now.
Okay, panel.
He got a
Okay,
here.
panel. We need to hear from someone we haven't heard from right now in this discussion. Come on, BJ. Okay.
And also, did nobody say nothing about is that loan in default?
Yeah.
How bad that loan is?
How old is
We
it?
acting like this is child support. You know what I'm saying? For real, is it coming out her check? Is it coming out his check? I mean, come on, it's way.
I'ma
We
tell you
really
like
take
this.
it there.
I'm gonna tell you like
Hey,
this.
BJ.
I'm gonna tell you why I ain't both were better men to be. I ain't taking on nobody's debt. I made up all my stuff correctly.
Right.
I got all my things lined up in a row. And I come talk to you and you got all these issues.
Right.
I'm not carrying that weight.
And that
So
goes back to
my
RaShard, the
point
very
that I
beginning
said,
of the
I'm
plan.
not doing
It's
it.
on your choice.
Right.
It is a choice.
Right.
It's the truth.
Right.
And like Boss said, I want an aggressive woman. She ain't nobody sitting at home in my house. You better go out there. and
You
work.
be aggressive as in action, but it's not aggressive as in physical.
She can say in the shit. Nah, they ain't no.
Well,
You don't
That's not
want
what she said. That's not what she said.
But
Have
she
you
the
the
go
service,
getter.
you know?
I need to
Right.
I need no woman like I need a man take care of me. I don't want a woman like that.
Yeah. No, nowadays, little bro, they been handling these brothers.
So
your
question,
way.
So let me speak on what Kourtney said. Kourtney's like, man, you know what I'm saying? She feel like my boy Craig playing the trump card because he don't know I'm married. But
He's an older
He's the only one.
generation. He's an older generation. He's not even part of this generation.
I mean, I understand.
Oh, I've been
I'm not knocking it. I'm not knocking that. But I am saying this.
Nah, come back, Craig. Come on, Craig. Come on, Craig.
No.
Lifetime time. Come back, Craig.
No. I feel like a lot of times though, because at the same time you being a teacher, you know what I'm saying? I feel you on that. You know what I'm saying? I'm a teacher. It is what it is. But at the same time, when I'm preaching to my students, I'm saying, man, that one problem is that they lost those core values that was brought on by people that are older than them. So if we able to say that to a younger generation up under us,
Yes, sir.
then maybe
Yes, sir.
with him being in the generation above us, maybe he's able to preach that same truth in our life. Because he is the only one on the panel, man.
But he's coming from the same point of view that you mentioned earlier, that Sharese also mentioned, of it all starts at home.
Yes.
So we're not disagreeing with him. I'm simply saying where he's coming from and the issues that we're dealing with are way more prevalent, which goes into her second part of the question.
Okay.
Which
But I don't
Do
think
I
that-
need to reread the second
I don't
part?
think that makes his opinion, but I don't think that makes his opinion.
Oh no, I wasn't saying it. I didn't say it was irrelevant.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't say it was irrelevant at all. I'm saying he's coming from a whole different platform,
Wow.
completely different.
I could have swore we stepped in the same parking lot and walked to the same.
I didn't walk on the same platform. You don't know where I
There
walk.
is no
I'm
change.
on a different platform.
There's no change. I ain't on your platform just because I happen to be married.
You just call him little brother
I just
though.
give-
So you still trying to come from an
He
older?
is.
You're
I'm
coming
schooled
from
to
an
him.
older.
I'm schooled to him. How old are you, bro? Just
Bro.
You're 27. My eldest is 25.
But you're pulling
My
range
oldest
is what
kid
I'm
is
saying.
25.
You young though. You're just saying you're pulling
And my
range.
oldest kid is 25.
And?
You feel me? So
I feel
if I
you.
can't and put something to him. I mean, as far as giving a perspective of where we come from, he's already been rooted and brought in it. He's been rooted and brought in it.
And I've been rooted and brought into it.
I'm a reminder of that. It's enough of
older generations reminding.
We turn our head to the younger generation now and say we won't address it. That's why the younger generation divorce rate is as high as the older heads now.
Right.
They get a year in, 6 months, they got to know them already.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm simply saying you're giving a different point of view from another level. I'm not disagreeing with anything you're saying.
Well, I hope I'm on the same level as everybody here
Now
right
you got on
now.
my level.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay, we're
Really?
gonna end
Well, you know what? Let's go back to that starting. Oh, man.
Oh!
Yeah. Oh, you think I don't have one? Oh, we got
Panel.
We're not getting personal. We're not getting personal.
My panel.
We're not doing that.
My panel.
Yes, ma'am.
The problem might be a
You don't know what I
little
have.
bit than the article.
Excuse
It
me.
might be a little bit.
Yeah.
My
Yes,
panel.
ma'am. Go ahead.
We're gonna go to part 2 of that question. And I believe Miss Kourtney asked for first dibs on that question.
I'm gonna start that off just real simply. A black woman not seeking education due to the fact that she doesn't have funding is stupid.
Right.
Because if we take it a little bit slight tangent, it doesn't stop women from laying down and having kids they can't afford.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have government systems, you have all these other things that are going to help you and support you, and you have WAKE and you have child support, you have all these other sources of income when you bring this child into the world who needs education. So you can't limit yourself and say, oh, well, I shouldn't go to school because I'm going to be in debt. Because you made yourself a 18 to 25 to 29. My father still takes care of me. You're a commitment financially. So no, that's dumb. You need to go ahead. That should never be an excuse.
At the same time, I feel like I don't like the financial assistance saying, you know what I'm saying, not being financially equipped. I mean, that's just not a black issue. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of times when we talk about race, we make the line real simple. Black, white. It's a lot of other races out there that's not as financially equipped. And then, you know what I'm saying? And just because you're white does not make you financially equipped.
No,
You know what I'm saying? So that's not
at all.
That's not a, yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's not a financially equipped. I don't feel like that's anything that you can base on race, especially in the economy that we live in. That's what this last election was all about. You know what I'm saying? They saying that, hey, man, regardless of race, there's a lot of people, most of us are not financially equipped, regardless of what your skin color is. So, I disagree with it.
Generations, yeah.
Miss Bossie?
I feel like, for example, I feel like everybody is equal, regardless if you black, white, man, or woman. But since we're talking about women, I feel like shouldn't nobody automatically just give themselves everyone should have to give themselves a chance, an opportunity. If education is there, and if you feel like you have, whatever, if you need financial aid, grants, loans, if it's there and you're curious about it and you want it, go for it. And I feel like that shouldn't be an excuse. That shouldn't be an excuse right there. So I don't agree with that like that.
Craig?
Come on, Greg.
I have to agree, but it's preference. It's totally preference. But if it comes at the behest of sacrificing something in that little thin line, when you A, already know where you come from, B, you already know what you're working with, and C, you're going to go out and try to attain and achieve something, that is achievable under certain criteria. But if your criteria is not favorable, why would you proceed? I'm going to encounter financial aid, Sally Mae, all this stuff, seeking my degree, 2 kids, single mother, desiring a man in the coming days, and now I just put myself into a mound of debt to achieve that. Yeah, a white woman has that silver spoon effect where she will already have a financial aid or a 403B that she can go and pull from. But we don't have Gerber Life programs for our kids.
I did.
Well, you did. Yeah, thank God. Amen. You were brought from a different. Now, there's another.
Generation up there.
But anyway, I'm not again. Gerber didn't have
I did.
He's Gerber didn't have
Generation.
all right? So,
Yes.
having said that, man, it's all about preference. But we're talking about 30 to 40 to 50-year women. Let's not take it out of
36
context.
years old.
Let's not take it out of context of
Yeah.
what this lady had said, man.
Right.
She said between 30, 40, and 50. My whole thought is that at that point, there should be a form of self-enrichment I'm pursuing because I'm already comfortable in whatever career I'm in or job I'm in. Now, you say, I got to go to school because Negroes ain't nothing. They sorry. Well, not just Negroes, white boys, Mexican, Chinese, or whatever. They ain't worth it. You
Okay.
on the wrong path.
We're gonna go to Miss Sharese next. She did ask to speak.
I mean, you kind of brought up a point that's in my head about the 30, 40, 50, but then when she talks about is it going to school, I'm thinking she's talking about when you enter, and most of us as black women, we enter school right after high school. So it kind of breaks down in two different areas right there. There are resources available. I know that I took advantage of when I was school. You have advisors, you have people there that can help you. You have career centers, there are things there to help you. So when you actually graduate from school, you already have something lined up. Even before, you have internships. But you have to actually, as you as a person, you have to go out there and you have to get it. Because as like a minority, nobody's really going to come and just tell you that. So that's a good idea to have a mentor. Even when you're in high school, have somebody that can help you with those things so that you can attain that. So like I think somebody was saying, it's not an excuse. I mean, it is an excuse if you want to say you don't have the money, because there are people out there. I just read an article in S Magazine about some girls who don't have the money. One girl has to raise $10,000, but she's going to do it because she wants to go to Howard University.
Yeah.
I attended an HBCU because I knew that I wanted to be around my people just like me, because I knew that if I did have an issue going on, I wanted to be able to go to one of those professors, somebody say, hey, I need help. Can you direct me in the right direction? And they did. And it was a big help. It was a big help. So if you don't go out there and try to get those things, try to get those resources, yeah, you can probably end up in a situation where you don't want to, especially with money, especially with your grades, and you end up dropping off and you do have to pay that debt back.
Right.
But they have systems, they know that coming in, and a lot of people are coming from different situations and different lifestyles. So they have those set up. That's why they have orientations for you. That's why they have programs coming up there for those students, so they can have those things available to them.
That's a good point. Miss Bossie?
Well, like I was saying, the other part of everybody's talking about, when the girls get out of school, going off to college, about the 30, 40-year-old. Like when I was going to college, and when I was going to college, we had a woman that was, was in dorm. She was like 50 years old, and pretty much everybody would be wondering, like, why she's getting dorm? But pretty much she said that she had her kids, she lived her life, and she wanted to go back to school, and I feel like that was perfectly okay. I mean, how do y'all think? What do you feel about that?
That's perfectly fine. I mean, she sacrificed on the front end to achieve what she wanted on the back end. But these are known decisions that have to be made. You can't jump in midstream 30, 40, 50 and say, boom, a light came on. Hey, I want to be a doctor.
Well, we don't know what she was doing before.
Right.
Raising her kids. She told you, I was raising my kids.
Go back to that self-enrichment.
So go back to that self-enrichment. She was raising her kids. So their sacrifices were made. Sacrifices have been made up until this day and age. I sacrificed for my kids. Probably spoiled them to death. But I sacrificed for my kids. I enrolled in 1991. And I still have not achieved my degree. But I think my worth and knowledge, based off experience, and I'm not down in anybody's degree, but it far outweighs any certificate I can pick up right now. Because I can walk in any industry, in the transportation industry right now, and dictate and authoritate and do what I need to do on a managerial level that a guy with a 4-year bachelor's or his post-grad could not come in and do. Bar experience is fine. Taught experience is fine. But getting in there on the job training just in time always works and never fails you. Because once you gain the knowledge, can't nobody take it from you.
What I wanted to add also, because, another thing I was talking about on the way here, like, I have people in my family who went to school, right? Completed, got their degree, bachelor's, or whatever they want. And then once they were done for a job opportunity, they were overqualified. You mean to tell me I can't get that job because I'm underqualified because I don't probably have the experience or I was in school those years? That's crazy.
That's the politics,
I
man.
went through a certain period like
They
that.
come, my mother went to school, and she's like, that was years ago, but she still, was working, doing what she needed to do. But it hurts a person once you do whatever society has told you what you need to do,
Mm-hmm.
Also with experience, and where you leaving home, and you already got this plan how you want to go out and you want to accomplish and achieve things, and then when you go do exactly what you're supposed to do, and they tell you once you're done that you can't get that opportunity.
I mean, I went through that fresh out of college. You know what I'm saying? Like me being a part of the band, singer-songwriter. That's how I would like to make a living. But at the same time, I wasn't ignorant to the fact that okay, man, I need to do something for right now. You know what I'm saying? I graduated with a bachelor's degree in mathematics from Purdue University. So with that being said, though, you come into those situations where, you know what, for this job, you're not quite qualified, you got a degree but you don't have any experience.
Correct.
But for this job, you're overqualified
That's
because you do have a degree. You know what I'm
Correct.
saying? So that's just, like you said, those are the hurdles that you run into.
But that's what corporate America does when they start structuring salary.
Yeah.
Right.
In order to keep the balances in line versus minority versus majority. If you got 15 black college graduates who come in here are totally well qualified to take Ray Ray's job, to take Bubba's job, to take Doohickeys job, because these jobs are already strategically aligned for my nephews and my sons and my grandsons. So therefore, that's why I say you can get all the degrees you want. It's all about that mentoring. When you get on the inside, bring somebody up with you.
But even like I said, even before you, while you're in school, take advantage of the resources, internships, give you that
Correct.
experience.
Yeah.
Those summers that you take, because by the time, if you with them, by the time you graduate, they are most likely to offer that job. Because you not only have the degree, but you have the experience. And even when you're on the job, a lot of jobs will pay for you to go back to school. So
Yeah.
it means something.
Correct.
If they're saying, I won't pay you
Yeah.
to go back to school, so
Correct.
you get more
Take advantage of
education.
that.
So it has to mean something. That degree has to mean something to them.
Right.
Right.
It's kind of like,
Main
hey,
issue,
you got the back end part of it. Now I need you to get the front end part. Where I need you to go out there and do what you need to do.
True.
And like I said, it's up to that individual to go ahead and just take advantage of their own.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, panel, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen that are out there watching. We're going to take a brief break, and we'll be right back.